Chairman. To the committee as a whole, I think earlier there was some discussion about Congressman Barton bring up the subject of the Yucca Mountain. There was some discussion about it. I'm curious. I've been reading about Yucca Mountain since the 80s. I'm just one of two engineers in Congress that practice engineering. 82 is when the act was put into effect, and 87 is when Yucca Mountain was designated to be the repository. 25 years later, we're still talking about it. Is that what I'm hearing coming from the panel? We're not sure what we're going to do with that? Thank you.
It's not the NRC's job to make policy. We are a regulator. But given that, and given my past experience as a commissioner on the Blue Ribbon Commission, I will say yes, there is still discussion about Yucca Mountain. And let me just say, as a scientist, you're an engineer, and maybe in engineers you work faster than scientists, but science often works very slowly.
But I think we work faster than 25 years. I'm just curious, how much money has been spent on Yucca Mountain in terms of infrastructure, bricks and mortar? What have we invested in that over these 25 years?
This, again, is an issue that is not under the control or purview of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, but I believe if you are looking just at what has been spent on Yucca Mountain itself and not on the entire waste disposal program, you are looking at a figure between $7 and $8 billion.
I'm sorry?
Between $7 and $8 billion. I don't have the exact number.
$7 and $8 billion?
If the gentleman would yield, I think you can make some claims for $15 billion. And the other thing, just to put this in perspective, what the NRC needs to do is finish the scientific study. A lot of the Yucca Mountain issue is DOE and money spent in that venue.
We have the permit.
The NRC is tasked, we hope eventually, to finish the scientific study, and then that would then be the final aspect of proving the viability for Yucca. They won't manage the site. They're not going to be empowered to do that.
I'm just trying to get a better handle of it up close. This glacial pace that we move around here is pretty incredible. To think that 25 years later we still don't have a place to deposit. So my question would be, from you or your perspective, given there are probably two courses of action dealing with spent fuel rods, they're either going to go into a geological formation below the ground someplace, or we're going to recycle them, as they do in France with Arriva at La Hague. So can you tell me which is the more likely direction you see nuclear fuel rods going in this country?
Well, again, the NRC doesn't set that policy for the U.S. The NRC regulates the reactors and materials.
No, I understand you don't, but I'm just, from your opinion, you are the regulatory group on nuclear power. I'm just trying where do you think we're going as a nation? After 25 years, if we can't decide it's going to be at Yucca Mountain or Washington, are we going to go to recycling? Which direction you think we should go as a nation?
No matter whether you go in direct disposal of spent fuel or you recycle, as France does, you will need a final repository. And France itself is working now on its final site selection for a deep geologic repository.
Do you see us as a nation, do you see us in recycling ever?
I think it's largely an economic and policy question.
Okay. I don't think it comes under your purview, but I believe under the Act in 82 that they set up that the consumers using nuclear power would be assessed charges for the disposal of...
Yes. The Nuclear Waste Fund, yes.
Right. How's that? Where's that money going? If we don't have...
You manage it. Congress manages the money, so the Nuclear Waste Fund, and you appropriate it.
I'm trying to understand here. So we can have that turned back over to the consumer, or is it being collected and just saved?
It has been collected and saved into the nuclear waste fund, and the consumers, it's the ratepayers who pay into this fund at 1 mil per kilowatt hour.
The gentleman's time's expired.
Time's expired, I'm sorry, thank you.
Before I go to the gentlelady from Florida, I'd ask unanimous consent from my colleague, Mr. Green, for 1 minute.